Finish to the round robin section, Carl. Nice to have a bit of mathematical drama going on two tables at the same time.
Yeah, early on in the day we kind of both predicted this. I just looked at the group from the get-go and you just felt it was going to have drama. And drama it did. But now we can focus on the semi-finals. Denis Grabe's playing Marc Bijsterbosch and Alex Kazakis is playing Fortunsky, so we wasn't far away.
Here we go then. Bijsterbosch to start us off in the semi-final. As ever, it's race to 5.
Decent break off there from Marc, and this is going to be tricky. It's a dangerous combination he's playing. There's distance. It's not dead set. He's on though, and he'll be very tempted with this shot. And he's having a go, I think. Or is he going to draw the cue ball in behind the 8 and play the 2 off the edge of the 3? No, he's decided to go for it, and he's left it on for Denis.
They've already met once in the tournament. Obviously that was earlier today. Grabe won it by 5 racks to 4. The only match he lost was his second one, and that was against Billy Thorpe. Even then it was a hill finish, so he was very close to the perfect 6 that David O'Cady did the other day.
I think he scratched, and what a poor start from Mr. Grabe. You work hard all day, you win 5 out of 6 matches, you top the leaderboard, your opponent sets you up absolutely perfect, and you go and scratch with a nice easy layout. So we know how ruthless these race to 5s can be, and we've seen it before, haven't we, Michael, where players top the groups and they come into these semi-final matches and the pressure is turned up a notch or 2.
I think we saw it in the last round of matches there in the round robin stage when all sorts of balls were being missed. You can miss just about anything when the pressure's at its highest. And this is a case in point. This would normally be routine, but you wouldn't mark it down on the match sheet just yet. You can now though. Big error from Denis Grabe. Marc Bijsterbosch punished it to the full, and the Dutchman leads this semi-final by 1 rack to 0. He's been around a few days, came in on Friday and got off to a terrible start, lost his first 3 matches, but finished strongly. Ended up with 2 wins out of 6, which was just enough to get him in for yesterday's play, when he did a bit better, won 3 of his matches, but was then soundly beaten 5-1 by Alex Kazakis in the semi-final. And then today Bijsterbosch has won 3 of his 6 and again finished 4th. Who did you pick at the start of the day, Carl? You asked us both to pick a group winner, and I went for Billy Thorpe, so that one's gone. So I can't remember who you picked.
I picked Alexander Kazakis, so he's playing on table 2.
Yeah, he's up against Mieszko Fortunsky. They've just started the opening rack there. And they've actually played twice in this tournament already. Once yesterday, once today, and Kazakis has won them both by the same score, 5-3.
Yeah, but as well, I know I picked Kazakis, but in the back of my mind, I did think Grabe would be somehow, he would get near. And of course, he's on table 1, but such a poor start, he'll be fuming. Needs a good break here, and A break and run would, you know, just getting back on track and just make you feel happy again. Wonderful cue ball control on the break. Has the 8 ball spoilt the party? I believe it has.
Yeah, I think so. He's had some great performances today, Grabe. But can't get going yet in this match. History's against him, you know, Carl, because you look at the 6 previous groups. Actually, I'll turn it round as a question to you. Out of those 6, although I've kind of given it away here, how many do you think have been won by the player who finished first in the table?
Well, I'm going to say 1.
And you are absolutely right. It was David O'Cady who won 6 out of 6 and then made it 8 out of 8 by winning his semi and his final. So I think where you finish doesn't really seem to have much bearing on your chances of advancing from there.
Push out called?
No, that's right. It's all about finishing in the top 4 and getting yourself in this position. But the thing is, when you play the group, you feel like you've got matches on your side, because of course you play 6 matches, so you can kind of free stroke to a degree. But obviously now they're playing under pressure because they know a loss here is, well, they're out. And even more pressure for these guys on day 7. You lose this match, you're going home. You ain't coming back tomorrow. It's finals day tomorrow, folks. Excited about that. Fortunski's got 3 balls left on table 2. He's looking pretty good there for the first rack.
The other thing that's against Grabe is that, obviously, apart from Chris Melling, because somebody had to come through that day in their first group, nobody has managed to win the group without having played in a previous one. So let's just bear that in mind. And Fortunski has now won the opener against Alex Kazakis. It's his 3rd time in the group semi-finals. He's yet to make a final.
So the missed jump shot by Denis Grabe gives Mark a little look at the table here. I think it would be very thin pot, but I think it is on. He's got a bank as well, so I think he is playing the bank just because he's striking down on the cue ball. So that tells us he's playing the bank, and well, that's worrying. He's missed that by a long way. Now Denis is back at the table and needs a break and run here, you feel, just to settle him down after that early mistake. Over on table 2, Fortunski's breaking. Michael, Fortunski's been here a long time as well. I know Albin had all the press, if that's the right wording, but he's been here a long time himself, hasn't he?
Yeah, he only missed the first day. So it's a bit like Albin Ocean. He's trying to get through at the 6th attempt. It's his 39th match.
Denis is going to pot this ball with a bit of spin, come off 2 rails. Oh, he's all over the show. He's absolutely flew in the group stages, winning 5 out of his 6 matches. And now the real pressure's on, and it's a very worrying start.
I just wonder, is this the case with some players, that they put pressure on themselves because they feel they've topped the table? They really should end up winning the group. I think Eklan Kachi thought he had won the group when he finished first in the table on Monday night, and Says he was then told he had to go and play semi-finals and final.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You top the group. Maybe it makes you feel a little bit special that you've topped the group, but the reality is you've just got to finish in the top 4.
It's been the same with the Championship League Snooker, which has had this format since it began in 2008, apart from a couple of special stagings last year. And over the years, it's been the case that really it's a pretty even split between groups won by players who've gone through in first, second, third and fourth. Well, he said he might be feeling a bit special. That was a bit special in itself. So he's still at the table, making heavy work of it though. Not the way his day has been.
Yeah, and he's already missed a 4-ball. Just needs to focus on the pot. And he's overdone it again. That's 2 shots very similar where he's overcut the ball.
He seemed to be up very quickly there and a bit twitchy on the shot.
Yeah, that is his type of style of play. He does move a lot on the shot, which I think under the severest of pressures is never going to be a good thing.
Mieszko Fortunski zipping along over on the other table. He's 2-0 up now against Alex Kazakis.
Well, Mark would have liked to have been a little bit closer, but where that purple 5 is, it's just kind of... It's a very awkward position on a pool table, so is he going to draw back or is he going to play a stun run through? He's played a stop shot, so he's leaving a thinnish cut. Concentrate on the pot here, the cue ball. Well, it will naturally come round for the 7. Pace is key though. Sometimes it's very easy to overhit this shot and you kind of lose control of the cue ball. Yeah, that's pretty good from Mark. So both tables probably not going the way we thought they would, but it's still early days.
Denis Grabe made a pretty horrible start earlier today. He actually played quite badly against Jasmine Ocean. She just played a bit worse, so he ended up winning by 5 racks to 2. Then he picked it up and obviously was the standout performer of the round robin section. But he's gone back to the way he started the day now. Wretched first couple of racks for him. So Marc Bijsterbosch leads 2-0 and he'll have the break in the 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, if truth would be told, he's not played great today. I mean, I know I said he's been flying, but I more meant on the wins. He's won 5 out of 6, but overall he's played pretty poor if we're being honest.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he picked it up a bit after that first match, but we're seeing the missing balls all over the place now. I mean, Alexander Kazakis on the other table has just missed a really routine 2, and he's been a bit lucky actually. He's left it on. Maybe slightly difficult cueing. You'd still expect for Fortunski to get it, so that could be 3-0 soon. I think the standard today hasn't actually been the highest of the groups. It's dipped a bit. We have seen a lot of balls missed, and I guess that's why Grabe, without really hitting the absolute heights, has managed to finish in first place. But it's been exciting. I think you want that on Group 7 day. Last chance to get into the winners group. You want to see a bit of a twitch up. 2-0 to Bijsterbosch.
Powerful break, and is he going to have a look at this 1 ball? I think he'll pass the 7. That's the brown 7. I'm not sure if he can pot it in the top right pocket past the purple 5. Yeah, he's got to try and play this up into the top left pocket. Cue ball positioning He's not going to be easy. I wonder if he can just play a little soft draw shot just before the middle. Lovely shot there from Marc. Nice control, perfect speed, and I'll tell you what, Michael, this is a good chance to get into the break with a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, he's established an advantage here. He knows his opponent isn't showing good signs early on. But that's not the time to get complacent, rest on your laurels. You've got to press home the advantage because things can turn around very quickly. All it takes is one scratch, one golden break by your opponent. When you miss a ball you shouldn't, and with the alternate break system, the whole thing can turn around. So got to keep his foot on the pedal here. Mieszko Fortunski certainly keeping his foot on the pedal on the other table. 3-0 up now against Alexander Kazakis and closing in on what would be his first appearance in a group final.
Yeah, Marc needs to play this 3 rails. So he's kind of going to play this high left on the cue ball, and cue ball should come underneath the 7 off the 3rd rail. That will give him the best chance. So there you see, doesn't need to hit the 7, and he's got away with this, you know. He's kind of played, he stunned the ball then. He should have been just playing it with high left, and he's frustrated with himself, but he knows he's been fortunate.
Extension called.
Yeah, making use of the extension. He knows these are big moments in the match. When you've got your opponent on the ropes, keep him there. Absolutely.
Of course, he would love to go into the little mini break with a 3-rack lead. It's about momentum as well. You don't want to be doing something silly here and then you're going into the break at 2-1 thinking, well, I should have been 3-0, and he's played a good shot there. He's perfect. Just draw this back a few inches and this rack should be wrapped up.
Marc Bijsterbosch in total control, really, in this Group 7 semi-final. He leads Denis Grabe by 3 racks to 0. He's already just 2 away from a place in the group final. We'll have more in a moment.
Going to the bottom cushion, maybe off the 8. Oh, trick shot by Woodward. What a shot by Albinusian.
One thing's guaranteed, that shot will appear on plenty of highlight reels.
Whoa, did he split the wicket? What a beautiful shot that was. What a beautiful execution.
Look at this. Oh my gosh.
Sometimes it's best if you get up to the table and just hit
This championship is being played with the new Aramith tournament set. Featuring a unique molecular structure, it guarantees razor-sharp precision and unsurpassed longevity. Unquestionably the best pool balls in the world, this set is available in a TV and a value pack version, as well as in the new My Aramith Ranger of Ball and Q cases. Now you can bring and play with the best ball set everywhere you go. My Aramith, bringing new dimensions to your billiards experience.
Marc Bijsterbosch really in control of this group semi-final. Denis Grabe finished first in the round-robin section. He lost only one of his 6 matches. But it's a struggle for him now, and he's got to find something here as he breaks off in rack 4. 6 racks to go. Maximum possibility. He's got to win 5 of them.
Well, that is a wonderful break shot. Park the cue ball in the centre of the table, and would you just look at the layout?
Well, if you were looking at reasons why Denis Grabe has won so many matches today, you would quite definitely say, by far, it's been the break. He even had a golden one along the way.
Oh, these balls are just so absolutely perfect, they really are, but I'm just wondering where it could possibly go wrong, and, well...
Between his ears. It's the only place it can go wrong, really, and the signs aren't good on that front so far in this match. Yeah, this is routine, really, isn't it? But we've seen it so many times over the last few hours as we were getting towards the decisive moments in this group. Some extraordinary balls being missed.
Over on table 2, Alex Kazakis has got some issues. He's trailing 3-0 in that match to Mirko Fortunski.
Not much more we can say about this, really. Did the damage with the break. Really looks like the formalities now, but they've still got to be completed. Been doing so well on the Euro Tour in recent years. He was absolutely flying on it when play was suspended effectively by COVID. The last season of it, 2019, he actually finished second in the overall Euro Tour standings behind Joshua Filler, including winning 1 title, the last event actually, in Turkey in November. Beat Fedor Gorst in the semi-finals just before Gorst became world champion. And then a crunching 9-2 win over Ekland Kachi in the final.
So this 9 ball for Denis. He's not happy about something though. He's up and down a lot, isn't he? I mean, it's not that difficult, so he's just clearly feeling it.
Yeah, and as such, he'll be very relieved to see that 9 ball disappear. Denis Grabe finally off the mark then, against Marc. But Bijsterbosch still leads. It's now 3-1.
Over on table 2, Fortunski's at the table. And he's just got 4 balls remaining. And, well, this will put Wojciechowski on the hill. So this is a dream semi-final for the Polish potter.
Yeah, and Kazakis had beaten him both times they'd met this week. He's an interesting character for Tunsky. Very friendly and polite when you speak to him. I don't think he has a huge amount of English, but he's a fairly quiet figure. You sense he puts a lot of work in, not just on the pool table, I reckon he does in the gym as well. And if he continues at this rate, Carl, maybe we'll think of a better nickname for him than the Butcher.
Yeah, that doesn't really roll off the tongue, does it? So
Rack number 5.
I'm sure you can come up with something, Michael.
3 racks to 1.
If he gets to the final, I'll definitely reward him in that way. Back to the main table then. Bijsterbosch, 3-1 up. How about the potting pole? Well, you don't look impressed by that, Carl.
Keep thinking, my friend, keep thinking.
Says it all.
So, Mark gets the 5th rack underway, and he's got a look at the table here. All he can ask for is a shot on the lowest ball. And he's got an angle. He needs to get over to the left side of the table. It's not the end of the world if he tries and gets straight on the 2 ball.
Extension called.
He does have a lot of cue power in his game. That's what I've noticed with Mark. He doesn't struggle drawing the cue ball back, and that's where some players struggle with the power shots. Well, he's definitely looking at something. Is he going to try and spin this in, or is he just going to play it with a bit of right spin off one rail? Seems fairly obvious. Yeah, that's the shot. He would like to avoid the pink, and that's just made this shot a lot harder. If he'd have just slid off the pink 4 a little bit more, he could have got his cue where he wanted on the cue ball. He would have been fine. Now he's going to be jacking over the 4 and striking down. Big shot coming up. Oh, he's cued that wonderful, he really has.
Yeah, and the 10-second warning there as he was playing that, bridging over the ball, will not have helped his concentration and calmness one bit. Not saying there was anything wrong with that, of course, the call had to be made. So he did well to keep his focus, keep his head, and keep himself at the table.
Tricky little table this, it's not what we call a road map in the trade. He needs an angle on this 4, so he's decided to play for the pink 4 in this corner. Tricky shot coming up though. Yeah, he's going to play this off 1-2 rails and try and slide underneath the 9, possibly off the 3rd rail as well. Got to be careful with the pot. Sometimes you can overspin this and miss the pot. Well, did he play for the purple 5 in the side? Well, that's what he's indicating. It's not actually finished up in a bad spot. Even if he can't play the pot, he can get his opponent locked behind that 9 ball, but you would think he's going to leave a 1 rail kick, so interesting moments coming up here, Michael.
Yeah, like I said, keep the pressure on, keep your opponent on the ropes. Sometimes you can do that with a good safety just as well as you can by potting.
Don't tell me he stuck this up as a pot. Surely not.
I've got to say, to me, it doesn't look like he has.
Oh yeah, that overhead camera does me every time. I fall for it every time, Michael. I should know better, but...
There's a lot of things you should know better about, Carl.
Extension call.
Relax, pal.
Marc Bijsterbosch has been around a long time, you know. He got to his first Euro Tour final way back in 2014. He was only 20. He was beaten in the final by Denis Grabe, who had just won his first Euro Tour title in the event before at the Austrian Open. Might have thought he would have done a bit more by now. You could maybe say that about both of them. Now, he hadn't left it on. Oh, but that's pretty much the worst possible result. And now it looks 4-1 all over.
Yeah, that was the shot that's looking like it's going to seal this rack's fate, so I'm not saying Matt was an underdog, of course he wasn't, but many people tipped Denis Grabe to win this group, and I of course predicted Kazakis, and he needs a little bit of a miracle over there. He's got to stay patient though, try and make things happen. That's all you can do. Cue ball needs to... he's good, yeah. I thought he was hitting it a bit hard, but he's played it off the third rail. This is good.
Yeah, and he's got, worst case scenario, 2 more breaking racks to see this out. Marc Bijsterbosch is on the hill. He leads Denis Grabe 4-1. And he looks like he's relishing it, Carl.
Yeah, of course, and why not? Denis, you know, this is not his first rodeo, and he's just got to be patient. A little bit like this fella at the table. Just try and make something happen. That's all you can do. The scoreline is the scoreline. That is out of your hands.
Alex Kazakis still battling away here. I can't remember anyone winning a match this week from 4-0 down.
So you're saying you're not holding out much hope for the Greek?
Well, are you?
Not really, pal, no. But you never know. It's the semi-finals. All you can do is keep potting the balls and hope you get the chance.
And that's one way to pot the balls, so maybe there's hope yet for Kazakis.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think this pink 4 passes the 9, so it's either a safety shot
Rack number
or,
6.
well, a bit of a
Denis
crazy
Grabe,
combo,
break.
so I would think safe.
To 1.
Oh, I think he stuck that up. I think that match might be over. Yep, there goes the shake of hand. That match is over, folks. Fortunski, he's into the final.
For the first time after losing in the semis of 2 previous groups. Is Denis Grabe going to lose in the semis of this group? Well, he's given himself a good chance here. 3 balls down on the break. He's on the 2. This is what's got him out of jail a number of times today. It's been his absolute forte. The break is the one thing that's really stood out. Absolutely mauls those balls.
Needs to stay still here though. This is a tricky little shot he's faced with. Yeah, that's nice. Needs to come away from the 5 ball. You don't want awkward cueing. I think he's just okay. I think he can just get his cue through.
Extension called.
Yeah, you hear it being called twice because I think it's the referee says it first, extension called, and then the timekeeper calls it back just to confirm that she's heard it and everyone's on the same page.
Well, I'll tell you what, he did not hit that clean at all.
No, and you could see that in the way it went into the pocket. I think he's just getting a bit frustrated now. I think finishing first in the table creates a bit of expectation in a player's head, even subconsciously. And then when things aren't going to plan, they get a bit frustrated. And perhaps even more so now, because this is the last chance. He's come a long way to play in this tournament, and he doesn't want it to have only been for one day.
Yeah, I think he's landed dead straight on this ball, so he's going to have to run the cue ball through and play the 8. In the top right pocket. If he wished, he could put a big stroke on it and draw round the table, but it's dangerous. That was a good shot. Played a stun run through and cheated the pocket a little bit just to stun the cue ball over there, and that's perfect, to be fair. So he's still in this match, Michael. He's going to go into the break 2 behind.
He is, but the key thing, Bijsterbosch has got 2 goes at breaking for it. But nothing Denis Grabe can do about that. He's just got to take care of his own business here. Oh, and he hasn't. Wow.
Oh my word.
If we were making a list of the worst misses of the week, I think maybe the top 3, 4, 5 would all have been from today, and that would be very near to number 1. And he's been lucky not to leave something easier.
But he's back at the table. Very makeable bank shot, and Denis Grabe is going to get away with this, and this will frustrate Marc, and there's a small chance of a turning point here, Michael.
Well, never mind worst misses of the week. That's got to be the let-off of the week. Denis Grabe somehow takes it. Marc Bijsterbosch still on the hill, though, and he's got the break next.
Maybe off the 8. Oh, trick shot by Woodward. What a shot by Evolution.
One thing's guaranteed, that shot will appear on plenty of highlight reels.
Whoa, did he split the wicket? What a beautiful shot that was. What a beautiful execution.
Look at this. Oh my gosh.
Sometimes it's best if you get up to the table and just hit the ball.
number 7.
We're still playing in Milton Keynes. Denis Grabe missed an absolute sitter of a 9 ball. Marc Bijsterbosch had the chance to pot it for the match, tried a full table bank shot, missed, and Grabe got away with it. 4-2 then.
Where's this 7 ball going? He's okay, he's got a chance here, he's got a little window in between the brown 7 and the pink 4. The purple 5, that's what he's just done. Often you see the professionals, they're always looking a few balls ahead, and straight away after the break they're looking at, you know, if there's any clusters or any stuck balls. So that's what he was doing there. He was just seeing if the purple 5 goes past the 9. Of course, all he's done is missed the bank shot. It was a missable bank shot. If Denis Grabe would have potted the 9, Marc's mindset would have been a little bit better. That's how crazy this game can be. Because he's missed the bank for the match, it's probably put him under a little bit of pressure now. As where if Grabe would have potted the 9, he'll have just been carrying on.
Yeah, I mean, it was Grabe's breaking rack anyway, so he wouldn't really feel that anything had happened that wasn't largely expected to. But yeah, you're absolutely right.
Extension called.
This is a tricky little shot he's faced with, because if he would pot the 2, that's what he's looking at now. He's going to try and find that gap, but it's not really a natural type shot, so I don't know if you could play this slow and hold for the 3 in the top right. Maybe too much angle. So he's playing in between the gap, so watch the rail in between the purple and the pink ball. Yeah, that's pretty good shot, that. Now, does the 5 go down the rail, Michael? What do we think?
We think we want to wait and see when he plays it and then tell you, because it's very tight, isn't it?
Yeah, if it misses the 9, I think he will be able to cheat the pocket. Tricky, very tricky this. Well, he's playing exhibition shots.
Yeah, he's one of those players, you see them in different cue sports, that when they're walking around the table, you can almost see the computer whirring over in their brain as they're working everything out, every possibility, every eventuality. Then they make their decision, get down and execute it.
So he's playing the bank. I thought he might have been tempted to try and stun into the 5 and take a bit of a chance, and then hopefully the 5 kind of nudges into the 9. His decision, of course. So he's putting all his eggs in one basket. Big bank shot coming up. And he's missed it. He's put all his eggs in one basket on the bank shot. He's at the table. On a personal note, I think a lot of the top players that are stunned down into the 5.
Extension called.
Denis Grabe, he's still in this semi-final.
Well, it was one of those situations where it wasn't straightforward. He had a lot of decisions to make, and in the end, as you say, the decision he made there ultimately hasn't been vindicated. Okay, so Grabe with a chance here to get back to 4-3 down and then have the break in the next rack.
Let's not forget, Denis Grabe missed an easy 9 ball at 4-1, so he's going to be feeling pretty good if he can knock this 5 in and run the rack. And it's there. Needs the cue ball to slow up, and I think he's okay. Don't know why I said that, because it was the overhead camera. Keep doing that. Stop, Carl. Stop.
You're in over your head with the overhead.
Honestly, I keep doing it, Michael. Switch my mic off, please. There you can see he's fine, loads of space, so he's just thinking, do I play a stop shot or do I risk running it round off a couple of rails? Yeah, that's pretty good. He's landed on this nice in the middle. He can run this through. Can even use the top rail if he wishes. So Marc, he's going to be feeling a little bit of pressure now.
Well, it wasn't the easiest of shots by any means. No disgrace to miss it. But the bottom line is, Marc Bijsterbosch had a bank shot to win 5-1, missed it, and now leads only 4-3 with Grabe to break in the next rack. Sunday night drama at its best, Carl.
Yeah, this is all about pressure now because, you know, we've seen Denis Grabe missed a couple of opportunities in this semis, and then we've had some low moments in this match, and now he's going to be sat there, and he's going to be a happy man, I tell you. And as you said, it's his break, so if he can break and get a break and run, well, Marc's going to be under severe pressure. There's no doubt about it. It's last chance as well. Nobody's coming back tomorrow. Just the winner tonight. He's into the group finale.
Well, there's no question at all. The last chance, win or bust nature of today has had a huge impact on the way the day's play has panned out. That's why we've seen so many twitch-ups, so many straightforward balls missed, and so much drama. And still a match and a bit to come. Viv Rusco taking her time there. This would not be the time to do a bad rack. I'm sure Denis Grabe would agree.
Rack number 8, Denis Grabe to Drake, trailing 4 racks to 3.
So he's been controlling the cue ball well off the break. Let's see what happens. Denis Grabe to break in the 8th rack. First glance, I thought he'd scratched. He lost the cue ball, and well, Michael, I think he can see this one ball, you know.
Well, here's your favourite angle. We might get a better idea from there if we see the balls come to rest. I'm not convinced. Not saying he can't, just saying I'm not convinced.
Well, even if he can, just where the 2 ball is situated, how do you get on that? So this is tricky shot. There you see, I think he is on it because he wouldn't come round and look at that gap if he wasn't.
Yeah, it looks better from there, doesn't it?
This is a horrible shot to try and find that gap. It really is. He's got awkward cueing because of the 4. The 5 ball looks like it's in the natural path if he would pot the 1 clean and try and come across. Does he risk trying to spin it in? This is not easy. Maybe he'll just roll it in and... Well, he's took the gamble and he's hit the 5. This was always the danger. That 5 ball just kind of looked like it was in its path, and there you see, that's the result of cannoning that purple 5. Maybe he could come off the back rail 100 mile an hour off the edge of the 2 and fluke the 9 in the middle, or just play the swerve shot. But he stuck this up, needs to slow down.
But how do you like this as a test of nerve after everything we've seen over the last 10 or 15 minutes?
Yeah, Grabe's still got a chance in this rack. He's got to pot this ball And then he's got to find a gap to land on the pink. And even if he does find that gap, from pink to purple, it's not easy. I smell more drama in this rack.
And this is only the semi-final. Sort of feels like a final. In truth, it probably feels more dramatic than most of the actual finals we've had this week. Never mind in 2 minds. I think he's in about 4 or 5 minds here. I said it was a test of nerve, and he's passed it. But here comes another one.
Yeah, it was a nice clean pot. Cue ball where he would have wished, and this is not easy. Does he risk spinning it in with loads of right? If he was practicing on his own downstairs, he'd probably just do that and chances are, but this is on table 1 and it's the semi-final. He's risk playing into the 9, it's gone wrong. Been a little bit unlucky because he hit it full, but it was always dangerous, this. Always dangerous. Denis Grabe, you may well still be in this semi-final. So as you can see, he's stretching over. Now he's changed his grip to the dart shot. Oh, we've got another PDC dart player in the house. Look at this. This is not pool, it's darts.
Well, he is Dutch, you know. It's another sport they excel at. And you can see from the eager way he's walking around the table, his whole demeanour, his whole state of mind has changed. There's no more pressurised feeling in sport than the sensation of knowing that you could let it slip when you know you should win.
Well, the old dart shot. It comes in handy, that dart shot. If you're an amateur pool player and you don't know how to do the dart shot, I suggest you learn, because it comes up now and again. He just couldn't reach it, so he had to use the old dart shot. And I think he's a very talented player, and what I mean by that is I think he's got all the shots in the book, and now he just needs this 7 up the rail. And he's on the 8. Well, is he straight on the 8? He might have to run this through and play the 9 in the corner. Should have been a bit more careful there, Marky boy.
Yep, all that pressure released. It's still just a hint of drama. It's not 100% here.
Yeah, shrewd move there. Rolled it in. Left himself a quarter ball cut. Wonderful finish.
And Marc Bijsterbosch will have one last chance, one more match to make it through to the winners group. The Dutchman has beaten Denis Grabe of Estonia by 5 racks to 3.